Hey guys, it's Ruben here from the Ecommerce Accountant. Today I want to share with you a bit of information or tips for Xero and QuickBooks Online integrations with your Shopify store. So this is for anyone that's looking to streamline their bookkeeping system or their internal system from Shopify to Xero, or WooCommerce to Xero, and QuickBooks Online as well. So let's have a look through. So in today's learning, we're going to go through the importance of reliable figures, when you need an integration, and then recommended integrations that we've been assisting clients with. And sometimes we may need a third party to actually help with the integration itself, because it can be quite large if inventory is involved. Alrighty, so first question is, why it's important to have reliable real-time QBO Xero accounts? Now, you can't manage what you don't measure. So it's very, very important to make sure that if you're trying to grow and scale a business, your accounts are up to date and they're giving you the right information. Too many times I'm seeing clients that are updating their Xero or QuickBooks Online accounts every quarter or every 6 months or at the end of the year, and it's just not enough to allow you to grow and scale, to pivot when you need to pivot, to make those changes, and to understand if you're profitable in the first instance. Now, it's okay to have financial statements that show you your profit, but you want to be able to break down the sales and the cost of goods sold to make sure that you can identify the key areas within your business that are making the most impact for growth. You also want to make sure that this is happening on a real-time basis. So with certain integrations, they can be updating your QuickBooks Online or Xero accounts on a daily basis. So if you jumped in there today, you can see what your sales were. You jumped in there for the whole week, you can see what the sales are. Instead of waiting until your bookkeeper gets it up to date, instead of waiting until the end of the month to make sure that you've actually made a certain amount. It's very, very important as well to have this integration so that GST is reported correctly. Now, a lot of people I've seen have Xero and Shopify accounts, and they're just automatically assigning any of the deposits to the sales account with GST. What does this mean? You're paying GST on 100% of your sales. And some of these businesses may be selling to the US, and they may be selling somewhere overseas where GST is not required to be paid here in Australia. Therefore, they're overstating their BAS statements and paying too much in tax. I actually found one with around $80,000 that they've overpaid in a 12-month period. So think about the reliability, and again, a small investment now into your books makes a big difference later. Okay, so why integrate? Again, we've already talked about this one: reliable and accurate reporting. Your sales reporting is a lot better. You can break down where your sales are going to, whether that be the type of sales, whether it be wholesale, retail, whatever it may be, whether it be for different countries or different sort of sections within the business. Inventory reporting, we can have real-time, up-to-date inventory reporting, bringing in closing stock, bringing in stock balances is very important for tax purposes, as well as reporting to figure out your key KPIs such as inventory turnover times, ensuring that the correct payments and clearing accounts are working. This is something that we always find in a lot of e-commerce stores. They look at the clearing accounts and they are just absolutely out of whack. We don't know how much money is actually supposed to be coming in. We don't know if sales is overstated. We don't know if the figures are telling us what they're telling us, and it causes a lot of anxiety and stress because you just don't know how much the business is making. And the last but not least, but one of the most important, save time and lots of it. So you want to be saving time. You want to be working on your business rather than working behind the scenes on the books. Think about it this way: if you're able to create more value in your product, your marketing, and retention of clients, how much more are you going to make per hour than working on your books yourself, or having or paying money to your bookkeeper, doing it in the manual aspect? And it's just going to cause a lot of issues down the track. Okay, our recommended apps. Now, there are 3 apps that we recommend. Now, there are more out there, but these are the ones that we find are reliable, they're good value for money, and they do the job right. Now, A2X, a lot of people may have heard A2X for Amazon, but this is actually a great app for Shopify users as well. It integrates with both Xero and QuickBooks Online, and it can manage your sales as well as your inventory communication through your apps. Now, what will actually happen is that A2X will basically take all information from Shopify and then put it into Xero in the correct manner, dissecting out all of your fees, whether merchant fees, afterpay fees, whatever it may be, put them into clearing accounts, take up the GST. Very nice and simple. That can be done daily, and it's great for those with a lot of transactions because it can do batch transactions. Xero and QuickBooks sometimes have limits on how much you can actually input, and that's why the native integrations aren't that great. Sometimes you miss out on transactions, and you don't want that happening in your books. The second one is Xero. So this is something these are for those clients that are on WooCommerce. They want to integrate to Xero. Again, this is Xero only for Xero, and they want a really good sales integration software. This one here is very cost effective as well. It's a one-off fee, and you can implement into your business and provide you very good insights and updates and transaction journals into your Xero account from WooCommerce. Last but not least, for those looking really to grow and scale, they may have multi-channels involved, looking for deeper integration and reporting. Dear Inventory is a great app, one that we recommend not only for the integration side, but for your inventory systems and more and point of sales if you are looking to grow and scale. I might just move this over here, and you can see that it has inventory and sales software, larger stores looking to scale, retail, wholesale, and multi-location, and fulfillment integration, whether that be ship it or whatever it may be. So let's look at A2X. This is a very simple diagram of how A2X works. Shopify, the order and fees. The data goes into A2X. A2X does its magic and then basically puts into accounting journals of which your bookkeeper or you as the bookkeeper, hopefully you're not doing that if you're trying to scale, basically starts to reconcile the transactions in a more clearer manner and timely manner as well. Going into Xero, same process, different software. WooCommerce obviously goes to Xero, and then it does the same thing. So then we are just reconciling from the Xero bank accounts very, very clearly. Now, Dear Inventory, a bit more complicated here. I'll split it down into orders placed, inventory management, and order fulfillment. This is just an example of how it works, but it's very robust, and this is not the only way that it can work, but basically orders are placed through WooCommerce or Shopify or Dear's point of sale system directly. It can be put in manually. You can have this at a shop, a warehouse, whatever it may be. Again, orders and fees are sent to Dear Inventory, of which Dear Inventory is that central hub that talks to all of the software and says, here you go, Xero, this is what is coming in, what's going out. And it also, I believe, for the fulfillment side, it can also talk to Amazon, eBay, and so forth. So it's a very, very, in-depth, scalable software for those that are really, really looking to systemize. Now, this isn't cheap in terms of implementation, but I do recommend that if you have a very large inventory system, you get it done properly. It's a one-off fee, and then ongoing, you obviously have your subscription fees for all of these, I think, bar Xero. So if you have any questions, please let us know. This is something that we believe that every single e-commerce business should invest in. I think I forgot to mention when you should do this. To be honest, if you can afford to do an integration from the start, it will fix up a lot of issues down the track. Sometimes when you see clients, it's been a year and they have no integration, everything's out of whack, and it just costs them so much money to get everything back in order because of the multi-channels that e-commerce stores have in there. It's just not one bank account. You may have several bank accounts from different merchants. Zip pays, your afterpays, you might have a World First, you might have an Airwallex, you might have PayPal, you might have all these different integrations, and we need a simpler system to do that to save time, money, and provide accuracy. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can contact us on www.ecommerceaccountant.com.au. Thanks, guys.